Hi, welcome to Potato Fire Reviews. Today I'll be talking about the Gato DIA-250S NPM integrated amplifier, DAC, and network player. In a nutshell, it's a powerful integrated amp that has a built-in streamer. Founded in 2008 by two high school friends, Gato is a Danish high-end audio company who designs and builds their own products in Copenhagen. I first heard about this brand when Steve Guttenberg reviewed their FM8 bookshelf speaker, which is very stunning and seems well built as its cabinet has multiple layers. The composition of this amplifier is unique. Its hefty heat sinks on the sides are in a rounded pattern, which gives the amplifier a contemporary look. This is the high gloss black color, and if you desire to have a particular color or wood design, Gato facilitates that option. Weighing 22 pounds, the Gato DIA-250S NPM is of class D Circuitry and rated at 250 watts at 8 ohms and a whopping 500 watts at 4 ohms. It has a MSRP of 3,295 euros, which is equivalent to about 3,600 US dollars. On the front, there are two buttons, which are standby and input selector, followed by a huge volume knob that has a nice heavy feel to it. The display is of dot matrix characters that is very simple and direct. On the back, there is a pair of speaker terminals, balanced input and outs, two sets of RCA inputs, line output, and digital connections for the built-in DAC. The internal DAC is a burr brown and facilitates all digital inputs to be upsampled to 24-bit 192 kilohertz, and this also applies to Bluetooth. This amp has no EQ and includes a remote which is made of metal and feels like slate. I had the privilege of listening to this amplifier for over 250 hours, and I was blown away by its performance. For speaker pairing, I used the new KEF R3 Metas and the Heko C-LAN Revolution 3. Now, for the big question, how does it sound? I would describe the sound signature as warm. The treble was crisp and not harsh or fatiguing. With the KEFs, the treble was adequate. However, I did prefer the high notes on the Hekos, but to be fair, I did use the +2 dB connection for the tweeter. Mid-range sounded smooth, clean, and detailed. Bass was rich, deep, and had a lot of control. I paired the KEFs with my Rhythmic L12 subwoofer, and the bass was so huge that my bookshelf speakers sounded like towers. With the KEF, it was a perfect match as the soundstage was huge with excellent imaging. The sound was so clear and detailed that the KEF seems to be a bit analytical rather than neutral. The Heko C-LAN is a hidden gem, and when paired with the Gato, produced a very smooth and neutral sound, which was not fatiguing at all, even when listening for several hours. With both speakers, I was able to easily detect instrument separation and a 3D holographic sound, or what is considered a layered soundstage. There is a song by Chris Stapleton called Death Row, which sounded so powerful. I would just sit back and listen with admiration to the music. A lot of audiophiles are biased when it comes to Class D amplifiers. However, this design has drastically improved over the years because of the advancement of technology. I'm a huge Techniques fan, and one of their newest integrated amplifiers is of Class D Circuitry. Highly regarded and always sold out. When comparing the Gato to other amplifiers, I did spend some time with the NAD Masters M33, which is an integrated amp and streamer. I would choose the Gato since the NAD sounds leaner with a smaller soundstage. For some reason, every time I see an NAD amplifier, they're paired with dolly speakers, so maybe replacing the speaker will have a better impact on its sound. Some pros of the Gato are a very wide and deep soundstage with a very dynamic sound. Dynamic is how loud or soft a sound or phrase is, and this helps the listener to connect and reflect on what they are hearing. The built-in DAC is very good and does not sound better when I use an external DAC with an AKM chip. For a while, I was using the topping velvet DAC with the Gato, and I prefer the full deep sound of the Burr Brown chip. Finally, the amplifier is quiet and does not get hot even after using it for a few hours. After living with this amplifier for a while, I did have a drawback, and that's if I really had to nitpick. I would say the streaming app, M-Control by Converse Digital, has a slight lag. This amplifier is room ready, which I don't use simply because financially it's one less subscription for the month. For all my streaming, I use Tidal. Spotify is currently not supported. However, Gato is working on a software update to facilitate Spotify. Also in the works is a second generation module to bypass the M-Control app for Tidal and Spotify. The main benefit of having a more powerful amplifier for your speakers is the amplifier will be able to have a cleaner sound and lower distortion when playing at loud volumes. So, who is this amplifier for? Someone who does not want a bunch of separate equipment, or what I call the rat's nest of speaker wires. This amplifier has only 3 analog inputs, so it's not for the audiophile who wants to connect a bunch of devices. When I was using the Gato with my Heko speakers, I didn't use a subwoofer and I only used 3 wires, the power cord and left and right speaker wire. Feel free to check out Gato's website as they have some exquisite equipment and speakers. I was interested in their PM2 speakers, but purchased the Hekos instead. In summary, the Gato DIA-250S NPM is a simple, luxurious amplifier that has a lot of power with a sensational organic sound. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to get notified for my upcoming videos. Until next time, cheers.